Okay, so when it comes to creating AI content, the primary thing that happens is number one, you're going to be generating images, and then number two, you're going to be turning those images into videos. Now, of course, there are hundreds of other tools out there that have all kinds of specialized use cases, and we can talk about that a little bit later. But for now, we're just going to talk about the basic workflow of creating an image and then turning it into a video. So right here, we're looking at a tool called VidBuzz.io, and this is a tool that I helped create with a co-founder of mine. And this is essentially what I use to find viral trends, create images, build prompts, and everything like that. Right here, we're in the niche category section. And so basically, these are all the most viral niche categories when it comes to AI content creation. So just for fun, let's check out the sci-fi niche right here. And what I'm gonna do is go ahead and sort this by the last 30 days. And I can switch this between Instagram and TikTok, but essentially this is going to show me the most viral sci-fi videos over the last 30 days, specifically AI generated videos. So I can just kind of scroll through and start checking out, all these different sci-fi videos. Let's take a look at this one right here.
On the moons of Iris, you poured my power into dead soil, awakening a world that had never asked to bloom. Life took root.
Okay, cool. So it's kind of like a little sci-fi movie trailer type of thing. So let's try to create something similar to that. All I'm going to do here is basically take a screenshot of this scene. And now I can come down to this little icon right here. I'm going to click that and I'm just going to paste that into my image library. And now I have this saved. I can use it later. So I'll come back to this video and wait for the next scene.
The soil began to breathe and the ground pulsed with harvest. Still, you demand.
Okay, so maybe I'll take a screenshot of this one as well. So I'll come back down, click upload more content, and I'll paste this one in there as well. All right, and I'll take one more snapshot of this scene right there. It looks kind of interesting. So I'll go ahead and open this up again and paste this one in there as well. And so now that I have a handful of screenshots, I'm just going to come right here to the shortcuts. I'm going to click this little paintbrush button, and this is going to bring us to the AI canvas where we can start creating some content. So the first thing I'm going to do is switch this to a 9:16 aspect ratio for Instagram or TikTok. I'll change the number of outputs to 4. And now I'm just going to come over here to the media library, and we can see that I now have those screenshots from earlier right here. So I'm just going to go ahead and select this one, click this button, and now I can just come over here and click generate prompt. So it's going to basically look at this image and create a prompt. Here's the prompt. I can just click this button and now it will start generating some similar pictures. All right, so here's the first pictures. Now what I can also do is if I don't like this output, I can just come back here and re-roll the prompt. So it will basically just give me a new prompt and I can run it again to see if I like this next batch better. Okay, and so here's the output after re-rolling that prompt and getting a new set of images here. And I think this is definitely closer to the look that we're going for right here. Now, the next really cool thing that you can do is you can basically iterate or modify this however you want. So in this case, I just said, make it so the background is a desert landscape. And so now it's going to modify this prompt and give me a new one where hopefully the background is a desert landscape. So here's the new prompt and let's see what we get here. Okay, and so here are the new images, and yeah, I would say this is exactly what we were going for right here with a desert background. He's got this little magical plant that he's about to put in there. So yeah, that looks totally awesome. Now, the other thing to note here is that you can save all of your favorite prompts and all of your favorite image outputs into your project folder. So on the left-hand side, we can see this little thing called projects. And I've already done this. So in my projects, I have one called Daddy Leo, and then I have another one called Sci-Fi. So what I can do here is I can say, okay, this is a cool prompt. It gave me a good image. So I'm going to go ahead and save this prompt to my Sci-Fi project, just in case I need to use that prompt later for something. And I also like this image right here. So I'm going to go ahead and save this one to the Sci-Fi folder. And this is a pretty good one as well. So I'm going to save this to the Sci-Fi folder as well. So now on the left, I'm going to come to the projects right here. I'll go ahead and jump into Sci-Fi, and we can see that I have my images saved right here, and I have the prompt that I saved right here, and I can even edit that prompt and change it if I want to. But this is basically how you can save and collect all of the assets that you would later be using for your video project. Now here's where things get really cool, because you can train all of your own custom characters and you can put your characters into these scenes and situations. And so just for example, I'm going to say make it so the character is female. Okay, so let's see what we get with this. There's the new prompt, and I'll see what kind of images we get here. So being that this character is kind of an alien, it's hard to tell if it's female or not, but let's just go ahead and try something here as an experiment. I'm going to come back up. I'm going to switch this over to character mode. And as we can see, I have a few characters trained into the system. I'm going to go ahead and choose Kira. And now I'm just going to come back down and generate again. And what we should see is Kira basically taking the place of this character. And here we go. Now we're seeing Kira as this character. Now, I don't know why it looks like she's half buried in the ground, but let's see if we can fix that. I'm going to say make it so she is kneeling. Okay, and so after messing with that, here is what we ended up with. So this is definitely Kira, and she's in the desert, and she's planting this little flower into the sand. So this is how you can train custom characters and put your characters into any scene or situation. Now in the school community, if you come up to the classroom, I have all of these different niche categories. So if you want to see all of the workflows related to creating AI influencers and characters, how to make them talk, and all those kinds of things, this AI influencer section is where you can find all of that information. So I'll have a link below this video that will take you right to this section if you want to check this out. However, I do highly recommend that you just continue going through this section of the course so that you can complete and understand all of the fundamentals before moving on to that. So again, this is the primary tool that I use to basically find all of the most viral trends and content, reproduce viral ideas very quickly, collect all of my prompts and my images. In the next one, we're going to talk about how to customize and edit your images and, of course, turn them into video.